So I'm on the internet, and that always goes well, and I run across an article that just dropped from the Daily Mail that states scientists discover that all humans can read minds. What? I figured with all the psionic, conversation that's been happening so much in the UAP community, we should cover this. So let's pull up the article and let's see what's going on, y'all. Got it pulled up right here. Again, I've got it in reader mode to just make it easier for myself without all the ads, okay? On Daily Mail. Site is insane. Scientists discover all humans can read minds. Yep, that's it. So, look, we've got a summary here. Let's read this, right? Scientists have discovered a psi inhibitor in the human brain, suppressing natural psychic abilities. By temporarily disabling this filter through repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation, say that fast 10 times, researchers observed enhanced psi abilities in volunteers, including the influence of thoughts on random event generators. This finding challenges the notion that psychic abilities are rare, suggesting they may be universally present but suppressed by the brain. What's funny is right below this article, it had a link to another article that said, like, AI chips will help humans, read minds. It's like, wait, this says we can read minds already. We don't need the AI chips. So I thought that was kind of funny. But regardless, let's jump in and see what scientists are talking about, right? Scientists have discovered how to unlock telepathic abilities they say are trapped inside the brains of every human. Researchers in Canada uncovered that parts of the brain actually act as a psi inhibitor, meaning it suppresses the natural psychic, telepathic, and clairvoyant abilities people have but don't know about. When scientists turned off this filter by inducing reversible brain lesions in the frontal lobes of volunteers, it enhanced the patient's psi abilities, allowing them to influence objects with their minds. What? This is way more than just reading minds, right? Wait, influence objects with their minds? Psi is a phenomenon that includes telepathy, mind-to-mind connections, clairvoyance, perception of future events or distant objects, precognition, knowing what will happen before it does, and psychokinesis, moving objects with your mind. Wow. Okay. The filter was turned off by a process called repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation, otherwise known as RTMS, which uses a non-invasive device to send magnetic waves to specific brain regions. Okay, this is like crazy. All right, we got to find out who these scientists are. Where was this study done? In experiments, volunteers with these brain lesions developed I hope I'm saying that right, lesions. That's what right? Developed the power to change the outcomes of a random event generator, an REG, with their minds. Moving the arrow on a computer screen, which was choosing zeros and ones at random. Okay. Lead researcher Morris Friedman of Baycrest Health Sciences said these findings are potentially transformative for the way we view interactions between the brain and seemingly random events. Interesting. The brain filter discovery may significantly advance research in the area of psi, helping to bring this phenomenon into the realm of mainstream science, Dr. Friedman added. So this was done. Morris Friedman of Baycrest Health Sciences. Baycrest Health Sciences. I never heard of that. The idea that a small number of gifted people have supernatural abilities and even psychic powers has been around for centuries. Throughout history, there have been accounts of famous individuals who allegedly had the power to predict the future, including Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce. I don't know if I'm saying that right, or Case. This is crazy. However, the 2024 study in the journal Cortex was based on a radical idea that the human brain might actively block psychic abilities, meaning everyone might have access to them. Scientists noted that if these powers really existed, evolution should have favored them and made them dominant human traits. Yeah, that's an interesting point and makes a lot of sense, right? Because we evolved. Some say we're intelligent because of how we were evolving, because we had to break away, stay warm, fight off, get in groups to fight off animals, right? That part of our evolution. But if each human just had the ability to control a tiger coming at them, a saber-toothed tiger, you wouldn't group together to, I mean, it's like the reason we have society in my way, or in my mind, right? The adversaries that we faced early on as humans led to where we are, and it led to the creation of a lot of beautiful things, right? So that's an interesting thing. Why wouldn't that have come out? Why wouldn't, you know what I mean? We'll be able to help ourselves. That does, is that how we built the pyramids? They just brick after brick, just putting them up. I don't know. This is interesting. And if they could tell the future, why did they let the Black Plague happen? Why did humans got down to only thousands at one point? We were almost extinct. At least that's according to history, if you believe that. But I'm just saying, there's so many points in human history where wars, diseases. I don't know. This is interesting. So Cortex, study in the journal Cortex. All right. Scientists noted that if these powers really existed, evolution should have favored them and made them dominant human traits. Clearly, that hasn't happened, even though many people claim to occasionally experience psychic phenomena, like knowing someone is about to call you before they do it. Okay, I've heard that argument a lot, and I always say the same thing. What about all the times you thought of that person and they didn't call you? Because that number is far greater. Right? So wouldn't that mean it doesn't work? I don't know. So Friedman and a team in Toronto began examining the human brain to see if something is actively preventing these powers from coming to the surface. Researchers recruited 108 healthy people and split them into 3 groups, each one receiving RTMS on a different part of the brain. Typically, RTMS is performed to treat conditions like depression, but the scientists in this experiment used the procedure to disrupt brain activity. This is Nostradamus here. One group received this treatment on the right medial middle frontal region, and another received a placebo treatment, which did not change their brains. Neither group saw any change in their psi abilities after RTMS therapy. However, the volunteers who received RTMS on their left medial middle frontal region saw these abilities increase noticeably. What about the placebo treatment on that side? Does that make sense? This study confirmed our hypothesis, Friedman said in a statement from the Bio Foundation, which supported the research. Individuals with neurological or reversible RTMS-induced frontal lesions may represent a useful group for detection and replication of this phenomena. What they don't talk about is what the placebo treatment, what did that person say? Did they also claim to have these abilities? Anyway, they don't mention that. The left medial middle frontal region plays a critical role in higher brain functions. Scientists have found that this area of the frontal lobe contributes to executive functioning, which includes planning, making decisions, and working towards our goals. It also appears to help people focus their attention and suppress irrelevant and inappropriate impulses. Now, Friedman suggests the left medial middle frontal region may be suppressing much more than human urges. The world's fascination with unlocking their psychic gifts is certainly growing in recent years. In fact, a new podcast called The Telepathy Tapes replaced the Joe Rogan Experience as the #1 most popular audio show on Spotify in January. Co-hosted by journalist and filmmaker Kai Dickens and psychiatrist Dr. Diane Hennessy-Powell, the show explores the profound abilities of people with autism who can't speak. Those abilities, according to Dickens and Dr. Powell, include telepathy, access to infinite knowledge, and the power to visit heaven. Wait, what? The power to visit heaven? On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan said he listens to the show and believes some telepathy is real. I'm only on episode 2, but it's really fascinating, man, he added. As for Michael de Nostradamus, he was a French apothecary and seer who published prophecies from 1550 until his death in 1568. He was credited with predicting some of history's most noteworthy events, include the Great Fire of London and the rise of Adolf Hitler. Was it just a lucky guess or true psi abilities? Humans may soon be able to unlock the answer hiding in our minds. So I guess if this is real and they got real results from the study, then they'll do more studies and it'll get out. This will get out. People will want to dive into this so much. So we'll have to wait and see. This is interesting. I don't know. Right? I'm all for it. The evidence, the proof is in the pudding. If they come out and show proof, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It's true. If they show proof that this is real, I mean, that's it. This is interesting. I'm doing this documentary. If you haven't found that out on the channel, I made a live stream about it. I'll put a link in the description so you can get more details. But I'm doing a documentary on psionics, right? And this leads right into it. This is very interesting. So I'm going to look into this a lot more here. Yeah, this is super interesting, right? Because, again, it's not just about mind to mind, right? We went back to what psi is. Let's go back to that in the article real quick before let me see here. Psi is a phenomenon that includes telepathy, mind-to-mind connections, clairvoyance, perception of future events or distant objects, right? Precognition, knowing what will happen before it does, and psychokinesis, moving objects with your mind, right? That's potentially something we just have suppressed, right? They found something called the psi inhibitor, potentially. I mean, I'm in. I'd say uninhibit that. Let's hibit it. Can I hibit it? Let me hibit it and give me the psi abilities. Let's go. I want to be hibited, not inhibited. So I'm in. We'll see. I'll put a link in the description. Go check it out for yourself. What more do you want? People doing studies. We're looking into this. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Leave your comments down below. We'll see you on the next video, Vetters. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.